Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Silent Hunter 5. Let's go ahead and get back on the ship. Dieter,
Yes,
how's
sir.
it going? It's still just your family, huh? I guess we haven't been back to port yet, so that makes sense. So, in the last episode, we had a nice little raid on Scapa Flow, sunk ourselves a very big battleship, and then on the way down to the east coast of England, we sunk a fishing ship, because size does not matter, the flag on the mast is what matters. So, yeah, we're just heading down here. We're going to conduct our main mission objective, which is patrol the specified area, and we've got a couple of British freighters to sink. So at this stage in the war, they're going to be unescorted, for the most part, relying on air cover, which, as far as I've experienced, also at this point, isn't that concerning because they don't shoot at you. So basically, this is just us sinking ships. Yay! Alright. Well, that's good for an intro. We will be back when something interesting happens. Alright, so nothing interesting happened. A couple of flights of hurricanes spotted us, but they didn't do anything. So, I don't think the AI, at least unmodded, is smart enough to coordinate between aircraft and shipping. But, you know, we'll find out. So what I'm going to do for hunting is put this out to about a 50-ish kilometer radius. 50.2, that'll have to do. Yeah. And we're just gonna
New waypoint. Course 3, 4,
kind of do
returning to course. New waypoint.
a little patrol around.
Course
Now we do have a
30,
radio contact
off
over
speed
here.
ahead.
However, I don't know how old that radio contact is. So what we could do is go out and see if we see anything. And if we do, great. That looks like it might be a convoy according to the size of that. It might be nothing. It might have already sailed past. But, I mean, I guess we might as well go investigate. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're basically on the hunt now. And we could stumble across a convoy in a matter of moments. It could take us a couple of days. We'll have to find out. Thankfully, you guys don't have to wait. Well, maybe you do. We'll see what interesting thing I decide to record next. So, back with something else. Alright, so this area was a bust. There wasn't anything over there. So we're back over here, and we can see the aircraft within our visual range. But again, they're not really going to do anything. They'll just fly back home and not really bother us.
Aircraft spotted. Bearing 6-1.
Yeah, I saw that a long time ago, but thanks, Dieter. So what I'm going to do is head over to the middle of the circle, and as we slowly sail there, we can see we're not picking up anything. Not much is going on, and we're here. So, now, how can we find ships when we can't see them? You know? It's just a big ol' empty ocean without anything up there. Well, we're going to find out. Well, hopefully. What we've got is another little tool in our arsenal. We'll drop ourselves down to periscope depth. And in the belly of the ship, we're going to talk to
Jawohl, Herr Karlein.
Benno here. And actually, we're not going to talk to him. We're going to wind up using his hydrophone station. But we need to get underwater for it. Now, granted, we might not need to get underwater for it to work, but from a roleplay perspective, we need to get underwater for it to work. So, look at that. It's like 1940s IKEA in here. Pretty nifty. So we can see we're slowly sinking down.
Engage electric motors. Current depth 10 meters.
Dieter, my god, you appeared quickly. Okay, so we're going to grab the hydrophone station and listen very carefully So what this station does is tries to pick up engine noise. But it's sounding pretty quiet. So, as an example, I will show you what engine noise sounds like.
Half speed ahead.
We'll fire up to 3. So we can obviously hear the engines going. And you hear that loud noise?
All stop.
Yeah, that's what the engines sound like. And apparently each class of ship sounds a bit different with the engines. But right now there is quite literally nothing out there, so we're going to go ahead and surface the boat and plot ourselves a new course to see if we can't find anything.
New waypoint. Course 3.
Now, getting close in to Tyne and Blith there probably isn't a bad idea. There's going to be ships coming in and out of there. Relatively regularly. So, pointing in that direction, we should be able to see ships coming and going to other ports along the eastern coast of England. Now, that is going to be outside of our 50-kilometer range, and I don't know if this is actually a thing. I saw it on a Let's Play, so I'm copying it. Sue me. But if we have to, we can go into Blith or Tyne. We can get closer and see if we can spot any ships. That way, up to the surface. All the way up. There we go. Yep. You are a speed, Demon Dieter. I can only imagine he was on the 36 Olympic team. Track running.
All stop.
We're
Track
reaching
running.
course end.
Shows how much I know about
New
sports things.
waypoint. Course
All right.
3, 5.
We'll just head right in close. It's getting to be dusk.
9.
Aha! What have we got? We have a warship. That is not what we're looking for. We don't really want to engage warships. Although if it's only one, really, it wouldn't be a concern. But we're looking for freighters. So, let's see. How far out is you? 95, 9.5 clicks. Give me that. And we should be able to just make him out over there. So, in an interest of not getting shot to death via destroyers' comparatively large guns, we will slip beneath the surface. So we can see.
Current depth 10 meters. All stop.
We'll just stop this for now. These are the hydrophone contacts. So actually, to show what it's going to sound like, come along. Click, click, click. Oh, there we go. We should be able to pick these guys up. So you can just hear it in the background. So we got 2. It sounds like we got another one there. Nothing really behind us. So yeah, so that's how the hydrophone station works. But as we can see, this is just going to be a network of craziness to go sub hunting in. So we're going to turn around, surface the boat,
Half speed ahead.
and head more off in this direction, I think. This patrol area is kind of a bust, so we'll just go off
New waypoint.
that way, and we
Course
should be able to pick something up.
206.
We can see this guy here, not looking the right way, and they won't be able to spot us at all. So we can speed up time, and I will be back when we actually get a contact. And just that quickly, we've got a contact. So we can see it's just out there. And I'm not sure what kind of ship it is. And even my cheaty game settings aren't helping. It's just... Oh, now it's a merchant. Before it was just saying ship. So we'll delete those waypoints. And we'll put ourselves facing that way and drop down to periscope depth.
Current depth 10 meters.
Okay. So now spin this sucker around. Get it pointing straight out in front of us. Now we wait. Which is a huge part of this game. But you guys won't have to. I'll be back when we're within range and ready to take a shot. Pretty much. Alright, so we've got a contact, and we can just see the wake out there. So she's probably a pretty small ship. Let's check. We've got no contacts on the... Oh, there it is. Okay. I was just zoomed in too close. So it's about 4 kilometers out, and we still can't see it. So I'm thinking that's a little baby boat. So let's just maneuver ourselves into a better firing position.
Course 3.
All right.
3-1.
All stop.
So now she should be right in front of us,
Tracking new target.
and we can get a lock on her. And she's not moving quickly. But, I mean, we can just sit here and let her come to us. So let's speed this up a little bit. Let's get right down into 300 meters, so we're nice and close. Okay, and... yeah, that is not a big ship, that is for sure. So we got Tube 1 selected.
Torpedo depth set to 1 meters.
Just to be on the safe side. Coming in. And 3, 2, 1. Los.
Los.
There we go. Okay. Got kind of a curve going on, and now let's go out and see what we're going to sink. Yeah. So, it's another fishing vessel. So at the very least, Great Britain will be denied the supplies of fish and chips that she needs to feed her population to keep them fighting the war. Yes. That seems plausible to me. Anytime. These poor unsuspecting fishermen. Although really, if this was going on today, there'd be a Discovery Channel film crew on this boat, and they'd definitely be calling it Deadliest Catch. Oh, we hear a click. Oh, coming in. Coming in. Miss. Oh,
Torpedo
no!
impact.
That is definitely a hit. That is definitely a hit. And there she is, rising from the water, on fire. Now the fire's out. But that ship is definitely going under. There is no question about it. So another glorious victory for the Kriegsmarine. Did that actually count towards... If it did, it's negligible. But that thing, the little patrol this area, that's gone. So we can go ahead, erase that, and now surface our U-boat
Surface the boat.
and head out in this direction.
Course one.
And
3,
hopefully
4.
I'll be back with
Returning
a ship
off
that's
course ahead.
bigger than a fishing boat. And we've got a contact. It's another merchant vessel, 10 kilometers out, traveling at 9 knots. Oops, no. No, yes, thank you. So let's pull this back. And the problem is, of course, that we're going to be coming up on its rear end. So we can see to actually get ahead of it, we're going to have to be out about there. So that could cause a bit of a problem. Because really, we don't want to get seen. So, we don't want to get seen. We don't want to be spotted. Yeah, we got a promotion point. We can see our fuel level is at 69%, batteries 100, compressed air 100, and we got the 4 torpedoes left. So, I'm going to pump this up to full speed to try and get ahead of this merchant ship. Because they're going 9 knots, we're now going 11. Granted, we're behind them, but we're coming in at an angle. So we should still be able to get a good approach. And it is night. I guess we can lower that now that we're on the surface. So the visual range of this freighter should be less. I have a feeling it might be another small little boat. If it is, I don't know if I'm going to waste another torpedo on it. It is only a single ship. It's not a convoy. So, actually, if that's the case, then we can just stay surfaced and see what happens when we intercept it, roughly around there. So we'll be back when we intercept the boat. Alright, so now the fun begins. Turns out there's 2 ships there, which makes me happier. And let's see. We can come in
New waypoint.
like that.
Course 69.
Get
Returning to
nice
course
and
ahead.
close. Coming in, coming in, coming in, coming in. Okay, and they are still traveling at 9 knots. We're going 10. So that's good. What we're going to do now... Nope, we're not, because I'm on the surface. So I was thinking what we could wind up doing is just, if it was a small one, just getting it with a deck gun.
Periscope depth. Full speed
That's not
ahead.
going to be necessary. Okay, so we can see him out there. Let's zoom in. We've got one freighter there, and then another one there. So they don't necessarily look all that big, but they're still about 3 kilometers out. Now, if I've got my speed corrected, or adjusted correctly, and who knows if I do or not, we should be able to get nice and close to these guys. So we'll pull that up, and we can
Current
see
depth 10 meters.
that we are nowhere in range of my Easy Fire dummy system.
Shut down diesel engines.
And if we're only going 6 knots, we might not catch up to them. There is always that chance. Now, thankfully, we're running on battery power, so I could kick it into high gear. I'm not worried about getting spotted by
Speed
sonar.
ahead.
And that'll get us up to a whopping 8 knots, maybe? What does it say it should be? 8 knots, okay. So even that has the potential to put us slightly behind them. And if that does happen, then we'll just surface and hit him with a deck gun. Because, yeah, there's only 2 of them, and I doubt at this stage either of them are armed. But at least these guys look a lot bigger than fishing vessels, so that's a good thing. We can just speed up the time. So yeah, looking at this, I'm fairly confident we're not going to be able to catch them. We might be able to catch that guy. In fact, let's see, how much further behind is he? He's also further south. Or, yeah, he is south. And yeah, excuse me. I'm thinking this isn't going to work out. Because if we look at this, put it right on 0. By the time they hit there, we're going to need that to be down. And we'll see... Oh, wait. I can increase the odds. Okay. So I don't know if that really helps me. By adjusting the speed up. Because now I'm looking at putting it a little bit behind the 3. I think that's how this works. But of course, we're constantly moving. They're constantly moving. Oops. So if we drop that back down, yeah, chances... Oh, maybe. Maybe we'll catch him. We might be able to pull this off with a torpedo here. Just need to adjust it ever so slightly. Los! Okay. So that's that guy. It looks like maybe another fishing vessel, but it looks, at least it's a bigger fishing vessel. And now where did the other ship go? That guy is there. So let's pull that up. And we can get ourselves into position on them. Now if we increase the speed of this torpedo, we might just be able to get him. Oh, that is way too deep.
Torpedo depth set to 2 meters.
We'll put it at 1.9.
Set to 1 meters.
And Los. That one might be a miss. So let's just inspect things here. We can see there's our first torpedo sliding into another fishing vessel. No fishing chips for you. Yes, I'm probably going to be using that joke a lot. So get used to it. That's definitely a hit. That's definitely a hit. Unless it goes under.
Torpedo.
Yeah. And I meant the torpedo, obviously, not the boat. Second target. This looks like an armored fishing boat, really. Sounds a bit like it, too. This one, if that torpedo is indeed on course, and you would imagine these guys would start pulling some sort of evasive maneuver, right? It's like, hey, your buddy, he just got hit. Oh, it won't happen to us. We're safe. No torpedoes are hitting us.
All stop.
And
Torpedo impact.
they'd be wrong. Ho! Now that is what I call a hit. Terribly sorry for my horrible camera work there, but check out the damage on that ship. They are not bringing any halibut home today. That is for sure. Yeah, the entire bow of that ship is just blown away. Well, that's 2 more for the tally. And we can see that that hasn't increased at all. So there's got to be a better way to see how I'm doing than just this bar that isn't filling up, I would assume. Anyway, let's check our munitions. So we've got 2 torpedoes left.
New waypoint.
We'll hit that
Course
location and then
returning to course.
head back to
New
Helio
waypoint. Course
Helgoland,
27.
however you
Half
pronounce it,
speed ahead.
to resupply. So we can go ahead and drop that down because we are definitely going to
Surface
surface for
above.
that. And if my stopwatch on my keyboard is correct, this might actually be a decent length episode instead of almost an hour-long extravaganza. So yeah, you can see the damage on that boat, and then the other one is just over there. There's still some fire on the surface. Oh. Well, that's the first time I've seen that. She's gone completely upside down. Ho-ho! And you can see the damage that that caused, too. So, yeah, needless to say, that guy's dead. And his little convoy mate, they're not doing well either. Surprisingly, the lifeboat still on the ship. I guess these guys just want to swim. I don't know why. I can't imagine this is nice water to swim in. But, hey, different strokes for different folks. I'll be back with something more exciting. Alright, so I'm making an executive decision. As the captain of the boat, I can do such a thing. Yes, obey my will. We got 2 torpedoes. We are going to go check out what we can find
New waypoint.
down here.
Course 101. Returning
Half
to
speed
course.
Half speed ahead. Let's head down there and see what we can see. Alright, so it's really not looking like much, which is incredible, considering, you know, it's day, and we're very close to the shore. I think we can just make out the shore of England there. I'm not sure if that's showing up on YouTube, but it's just showing up for me. So, yeah, I was hoping we'd see something coming out of this port.
New waypoint. Course 80.
Aircraft spotted.
Yeah, those aren't a concern. It's going to be really shocking for me when those things do become a concern. But
All stop.
We're approaching our final waypoint. Depth under keel is 30 meters, Captain.
so what we can try doing is actually sailing into the harbor and seeing if we can get anything, any sort of contacts in there. But with 2 torpedoes, you know, if they've got any destroyers in there, that's going to take out one of our torpedoes. If they have 2 destroyers, that's both of our torpedoes. Save, of course, the rear-facing one. So I'm thinking that this perhaps wasn't the best little detour, and instead, I think a resupply is really in order. So we're going to... Come on. Set course
New
for there,
waypoint. Course 149. Returning to course. Half
and
speed
head home
ahead.
to safe
Half.
German waters. Now, there is one other thing, and if any of you guys out there are experienced Silent Hunter 5 players, you could explain this to me, it would be immensely useful. Or helpful. I am going to go down and talk to my radio guy. Come on. Down we get. Thank you. At ease, gentlemen. Close the door. You!
Jawohl, Herr Kalon.
So there's this here. Request resupply.
Captain, they've denied our resupply.
And that seems to happen to me every time I request a resupply. Doesn't matter where I'm at. what the situation is, they refuse to resupply me. And I don't get it. Perhaps it's just because it's early in the war still. But I was out on patrols in the North Atlantic, out over here, so over in the Celtic Sea and up here by Iceland, thinking, and I mean, it takes a fair amount of gas to get there. You're looking at about 20 to 30% of your fuel, give or take how fast you're going, how many detours you need to make, yada, 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 to get here. That doesn't leave you a lot to go hunting with. Even if you do most of your maneuvering underwater, it's still not leaving you with a lot of diesel. And that's a little frustrating, because, you know, to have a button that's like, hey, click me for a resupply, and it never comes through. So I don't know if I just need to be patient and wait further into the game for the technology for resupplying U-boats to become developed. Obviously outside of player action, because that would be dependent on the Third Reich developing that technology. But, yeah. If you happen to know, please let me know, because I don't know how that works, and it's frustrating. I mean, it's especially frustrating at this stage when you get on this side of England, or Great Britain, because, yeah, how do you resupply? You gotta sail all the way back to Germany. Presumably as the game progresses and you get, you know, France, that'll be easier, because you can just go to Brest and resupply there. That's not a problem. Hell, even going up to Bergen here would be great. Alas, you know, it's, doesn't seem to want to help me out that way. So, what can you do? Wow, look at that. Down to 3 frames a second. Recording while playing certainly is a bit of a performance hit on computers. Not that I've got a beast of a machine or anything, but, you know, it's still draining. Anyway, as the sun, I think, sets or rises. Are we at sunset or sunrise? I'm going to say set, because that looks like the west. So as the sun sets and we return to safe harbors, victorious, of course, in...
Escort sighted. Bearing 332.
We'll just do it through this view. This will be much... Whoa! Hi, guys. Hi. Do you not see us? I guess...
Depth under keel is 36
We could just do the
meters,
old-fashioned
Captain.
submarine trick here, right? We could just... F it. And just gracefully slide under the destroyer. Hold your breath, guys. Just hold your breath. This is actually interesting. I've never watched my submarine submerge from the outside before. I gotta say, it takes a while. Not that I would have expected it to sink like a rock or anything, but you know. Wave goodbye to the destroyer, guys.
Current depth 10 meters.
And there we have it.
Engage electric motors.
Safely slipping. Actually, I don't even know if we really didn't need to do that. Still, though, it was neat to watch. And... Are those guys shooting? No, those are just birds.
Surface the boat.
Alright. Let's get back to port.
Smoke on the horizon. Bearing 350.
Okay, so we will do a handy-dandy
course end.
refit. Refit complete. We can see time hasn't really ticked away. But we've got all our torpedoes restocked and basically a full tank. Hull integrity is still a little low from scraping somewhere along the way. And yeah, I'm going to leave the video there for now. So, and we are definitely still at sea. Yes, please. Thumbs up if you've enjoyed this. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.